as usual, we will start with Bitcoin. And it's so weird, I get ready, I get my charts ready, everything looks as going a certain way. And literally from doing that and getting ready to start, and I've been with my nose in Forex charts, we've had this sharp, nasty pullback in Bitcoin, which is a bit annoying, to say the least. We had a really nice strong close in Bitcoin. We had a booming up day yesterday. And so for Bitcoin, for me, I think that this is a shallow pullback. This may be a bit of a morning shakeout. But if it's not, if it's more than that, and this was a false breakout Sunday night thing, then, we need to be on guard, especially if we bought it last night, or if you bought the breakout like I did last night. So I haven't got out or been stopped out yet. But if this was our wave 1, 2, 3, and we're looking for a wave 4, the most common retrace of a wave 3 is the 38.2. So let's draw that where that is. And that's the low that we've just tagged and these previous highs. So 85.32. I think if we drop any lower than that, that our kind of bullish plans are in jeopardy, and I'm going to be looking to exit. So 85.32. Let's see if these highs hold. If it comes back any third, it's very normal to do a 50% retrace as well. If we draw that in, so 38.2 is where we are now. 50% is very common, but you never know that, I would rather not risk it. That also puts us underneath this, what we think is a wave 1. And so it's less impulsive looking. So I would much rather see us just sit here. Whatever gap we've got now as well on the futures should be filled. If there was one, I think that there was probably a small gap. Let's take a look. Gosh, we haven't seen this spike in the futures. Oh, I've got a delayed price, that's why. We'll check it again in a minute. That'll be, if we look at where we've dropped down to, we've now filled most of the gap in the CME futures, and hopefully we should be able to rally from here. So that's what I'm expecting for Bitcoin this morning, and that's, let me see how I'm going to trade it. Let's look at a different exchange. In fact, let's look at the amalgamated price from Deribit. Deribit is options, but they take 8 different exchanges and they combine the price. And if we look at Deribit and the spike lower, we are still holding above our key resistance in this chart. If we look at the daily, our key resistance, this 50% level, comes from the big rally from December 2018 to June 2019, and we're trying to hold above this 50% pivot level in the middle, and this 236 fib back above it at 85. We'll call it 85.39, but the big level is 85.18. So 85.18 is where our short-term support is. As long as we don't drop below that, I'm staying bullish, and our resistance comes from the 200 moving average. So yeah, we're looking for a nice pullback here, support and a long. And we're wrong if we get underneath this kind of zone. Okay, a lot of coins doing the same thing. A little bit more concerning, I suppose, in ETH. We haven't taken out this big swing high, which is really our kind of 4-hour trend lower. If we look at it on a 4-hour, that's what we need to get above to reverse the 4-hour trend. It's also kind of messily around this 50% level. But what I like about ETH as well is this second swing higher. It's much bigger. And so potentially we're going to say this high, which we haven't come back to, and these bunched up 4-hour moving averages, and on the hourly, it's our hourly 200. If we hold above 164, that's where 164 I expect to be support. If we don't, we're in a bigger correction, and I wouldn't hang on and hodl. Same in Litecoin, which is not terribly encouraging. In Litecoin, I suppose we could say that this is our resistance, this back test of this 236 fib level. So we've got a very narrow range going on here. This is our resistance, this back test of this fib level. And our support, of course, is these hourly 200 moving averages. If we put fibs on this swing like this. We haven't come back to this 38.2. We're holding the 200 moving average. Now that would normally be quite encouraging, except that we haven't really quite got above that resistance. If we put the fibs this way, let's see where we're at, because that's the big 50%, okay, from this high to this low. Remember, in corrections, 50% very often is what you can't get past. So it becomes really important now that we get above 57 in Litecoin. And if Litecoin is a leading indicator for us, this is saying, well, this bounce that we've seen may just be a correction. So we should bear that in mind. Okay,